And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay a thread base down here right behind the eye of the hook. And what this is going to mimic is what the midge pupa looks like in the streams. And what makes me excited about this material is that it's dull on one side and it has a kind of an oil type of finish on this side. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm just going to tie it in just like I did the other piece where I tied a point. Then I'm going to stretch this out. And I'm going to wrap this back to about the bend of the hook. And then I'm going to wrap this forward like this. I'm going to stretch it at first. Then I'm going to overlap it here like this. And I'm going to bring this forward here. Now if you want to tie, I'm glad that broke off right there. If you want to tie patterns similar to this, a thread midge pupa, if you look in Fly Fisherman's magazine, I think it's 2000. God, when was that, John? 4, something like that. I wrote an article about a gentleman down on the San Juan named Andy Kim, and he popularized the thread midge pupa, the use of it down there. And so I show how I tie that, and it's been a very, very effective pattern. So I keep that shape in mind that he created with the short body, you know, and a fairly prominent head in terms of coloration. And so I'm just going to try to mimic that same sort of thing. And what's really nice about tying midges, at least for me, is that it doesn't take much material, and you can tie these things fast, and they catch fish. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to mimic the head of this midge. I'm trying to stay away from the eye of the midge, and what I'm going to try to do is to make this head just slightly larger than the rest of the body. But I really like this kind of cream color, and I want to try some of the other ones, some of the darker browns and some of the different colors, and see if they'll work. I would probably, if I were going to be fishing some of the tailwaters, I'd probably be tying this starting at 22 down to 26 for most of my tying for those types of waters. Up around here, I think you might be able to get away with a little larger fly. But this would be something like I'd fish in, you know, in the South Platte, something like that. Just very simple. You can take a little bit of head cement. I generally don't use head cement on my flies. Primarily, I don't use head cement a lot because I get so shaky like this because I've been smelling the head cement. Well, look at the colors. And so I don't like to put that on my flies, but mostly because I will soak the fly too much, so I don't generally use that.